Hi, Kerry and Sam have had their 4 sessions and hopefully you've listened to all of them over the last 26 days, so today it's just us. Now, this way of working with you where I record something and share it is great in many ways. It means I can reach and hopefully help more people more easily in a flexible, convenient and low-cost way. But one of the greatest challenges of this kind of work is helping people to gain and build momentum, to keep them going when they want to quit, to encourage or motivate people into using the tools and techniques that I've shared with them until their own momentum carries them forward. And, of course, with this way of working, there is simply no way of me knowing what's going on with you as an individual, and whether you've been actively practicing with us every day or whether you've just been listening. I do know that some of the people that started listening 26 days ago will not have got this far. They'll have stopped for all manner of reasons, and that's fine. It's not their time and maybe they'll come back to it when they're ready. But you've made it this far, which is brilliant, so I want to do a bit of a recap and ask you to reflect honestly, as Kerry and Sam did in their updates, about what you've noticed that you're pleased about and what you'd do differently if you could start over. And maybe it will be helpful for you to make a few brief notes if you can. So let's start with what you've done and maybe not done so far. Have you listened to all 26 Mindful Month clips? If you have, well done, that's great discipline. And in the email that contained the link for this video, you'll also find links to all previous days so you can watch them again, or for the first time if you missed some. Have you downloaded and listened to the sleep track every night? When I work one-to-one with clients, this is the only rule I have. They must listen to the sleep track. So if you have been, well done and keep going with it. If you haven't, pay attention to what the resistance is. Do you simply forget? Do you not like it? Do you think you don't need it, or maybe it's something else? Whatever the reason, all I can do is assure you that the reason I bang on about it is because it's important and makes a big difference in creating the positive change that I'm hoping you experience. So if you've not been using it, why not promise yourself right now that you'll make the effort to download it and use it every night for at least the next couple of weeks? Have you been practicing the Pablo technique? If you have, make a note of how it's helped so that you can remind yourself to keep using it. But if you haven't, I promise that if you take the time to learn, practice and use this simple technique, it could transform how you experience your life. Now, you may think that's a bold claim, but I've taught this to a lot of people, and I've witnessed firsthand so many times the transformation in how people can go from not coping well with situations to coping really well, literally overnight. And in case you haven't found it yet, as part of your coaching system, there's a Pablo section where you'll find an audio track where I explain the technique in detail and another where I guide you through actually using the technique on a live situation, as well as a PDF with instructions that you can print off. If you haven't already, why not go to the website and make use of these tools every day for the next week? But remember, there are no miracle cures, just simple strategies that can make a massive difference if you use them regularly. So, now let's look at what improvements you have noticed and maybe make a note of them so you can remind yourself in the future. Perhaps write these points down and reflect on them after we finish. What have you noticed about your sleep? What have you noticed about your energy levels? What have you noticed about your thinking? What have you noticed in terms of how you're dealing with challenging situations compared to a month ago? How are you feeling now day to day compared to a month ago? What things are you pleased with? And if you could do the month over, what would you do differently? And it's important to remember that Each night when you go to sleep, your system effectively resets itself, so you are free to wake up each morning and make a fresh start, regardless of what happened the day, week, month or year before. So why not commit to learning from the things that didn't feel good and do them differently next time until they do feel good? Because you see, ultimately, that is what all my work is about. It's about encouraging you to live in a way that feels good all day, every day, not just when external circumstances happen to match the way you want them to be. So, this is day 27 of our Mindful Month, and there's only one more email to come in this series, which, unsurprisingly, is entitled Day 28. However, I'm going to delay it a bit and ask you to really commit to this program over the next few days. If you've missed out listening to some of the course, catch up now. If you've not been using the sleep track every night, start today. If you've not been using Pablo, start now and even explore and use some of the other resources from the coaching system like Reframe or the audio coherence training tracks. This was all about seeing how much better you could feel after a mindful month, and the month's not up yet. So even if so far you've only listened to the tracks and done nothing else, it doesn't matter. You can start now and see what you can notice over the next few days. And remember, what you choose to think today defines your tomorrow. So if you're thinking there's no point, that's what you'll experience. But if you're prepared to think I can, I will, and I'm going to feel better, guess what you'll experience then? Go for it. You've got nothing to lose except anxiety, stress, fear, anger, depression, phobias, addictions.